Hi everyone, welcome to BumbleBeeCrafts. Thanks for tuning in to another video from me. Welcome to any new subscribers that have come along from the hashtag Journal Jigsaw collaboration that I'm taking part in again with Rachel Bella Crafts and guest designer Angela Kerr. I hope you've been following along with the Garden Story collaboration. There are amazing makes every day. Two channels do a prompt and they have two different styles. One is bright and shabby and the other is a rustic and grungy. So yeah, do check out in the description box below all the links. Rachel from Rachel Bella Crafts has created a link tree, so you can click on that link below and that will take you to all the collaboration videos that you can then click on and watch. It will take you to both Rachel and Angela's Etsy and Ko-fi, and all the information that you need is down below. It's been going on since the 15th of March and it runs to the 13th of April. So I've only got a couple more days before it's completely finished. Last time I did a collaboration, I was right at the very beginning. This time round, I've at the end, do excuse my cat, just walking across the screen there. Come, shift your bum. I don't want you sitting on that. There's a good girl. Bless her. So yeah, do check them all out. There is loads on there, and don't forget to use the hashtag Journal Jigsaw as well if you recreate any of these over on social medias. So today, really excited to be partnered with Little Nest Crafts. Is the name of the channel. So you've got Little Nest Crafts and myself, BumbleBeeCrafts, and our prompt for today is Gatefold Garden Pages. Now Little Nest Crafts is doing bright and shabby and I have got rustic and grungy. So I can't wait to see what Little Nest Crafts is going to make with hers. So for mine, I wanted to do a bit of a play on the Gatefold Garden Pages and do a look-alike of garden gates, basically. So here I have 3 different types of garden gates that are gatefolds and they're on journal pages, but I wanted them to look as if they're your garden gate that you would open and you'd go down into your beautiful garden. So that's kind of where I'm going with these. Now, if you are already a subscriber to my channel and have been for a while, you will see that I've been doing, I think about 2-3 videos now in the garden story, because I'm also a part of Rachel and Bella's design team. So I'm working alongside the collaboration with the same kits and making a couple of journals. And I kind of hinted in Monday's video that I want to create the front page to my 3 signatures that are going to go in the journal, and that's what I've done with these. So if I show you this one first, and then I will show you how I made them. So this one is really rustic. Really gone down the rustic and grungy feel with this. I've stuck twigs from the cherry blossom tree, and hubby and I pruned that a few weeks back, and these thin little branches, I just saw them, I thought, oh, that's perfect for my garden gates. So, and this is florist's moss. I just got that from here. From Hobbycraft, and then this is some ribbon that I've put on. This is a digital from the kit that looked like a key, and then all I've done is I've just tied it up with some garden twine, and here is our gatefold that opens up. I'm just going to angle the lights because the cat's sitting right in front of this, creating a bit of a shadow. So there we go. So they open up to this lovely image, and my idea is you open the gates and she's walking down the garden through the gate. You lift that up and she goes down to her potting shed, one of her happy places. Well, And these are the gorgeous, gorgeous images from the kits. Now these two images are from Rachel's kits. But yeah, I just thought I would do a little play on words for mine and make it into an actual garden gate. So that's idea number one. It's going to be quite bulky, so I thought, okay, idea number two needs to be quite flat and not create too much bulk in the journal, just in case you guys like this but don't really want too much bulk in your journal. So this one has more of a classic tie that you would have on a gatefold, but I've done it still in the shape of garden gates with some ribbon going up the side, and I've created lines on this. I'll show you how I do that. I've got way too much string on here. I wasn't sure how much I needed. And then that opens up to a nice simple page. Again, this is one of Rachel's images, and I've just added the wellies, the little duck and her two little chicks, and the word harmony at the top of the shed, and they've just been stuck on with foam dots that you would use for card making, because I wanted just a bit of dimension to it, but I didn't want anything to be too big and bulky. So that's idea number two, and that's going to be the front page of my second signature in the journal that I'm currently making. Okay, and then idea number three is using corrugated card, and I absolutely love how this one has turned out. That one's turned out exactly how I wanted it. That one is okay, I'm happy with that, it's nice and flat, but I love this one, I really do. I think it's come up brilliantly. So it's just corrugated card, and then I've just added some of this paper twine that you would get often tied around flowers. So that just opens up. It's backed onto the same card that I've used there. We open that one up, and you've got your garden shed there. It's even a little hedgehog, look how cute. These are Angela's, these ones. She's got little animals dotted about on hers. I know she loves her little animals. And then this is a lovely print that from Angela's kit as well. So that then opens up, which gives you writing space there. So there we go. I'm sorry, I'm just slightly distracted because I've got a timer going just in front on the windowsill, and the cat is watching the countdown, and she keeps going like that on the screen. Bless her. I'll have to move her in a bit because I'll need to use my knife and my hot glue gun for this process. I don't want her on the table while I do that. But yeah, and then all I done was just put a little brad at the top there. I'll show you how I've done that because I've not pushed that through or anything, and just decorated that up. So there we go, that's my three ideas. So let's get started. Shall we do the middle one first, because that's straightforward and fairly easy to do to get you started. So how long have we been? We've only been about 8 minutes. Okay, just leave them up there out the way. Okay, so the paper I used for this one was this. So let's move them over there. Now, oh, I didn't get coffee dye paper. Do excuse me. I thought I'd got everything ready. The cat, you can't go on my seat, darling. No, that's where I'm sitting. Come on, sweetheart. There's a good girl. Bless her. When I'm not filming and she's up here and wants to sit, she comes and sits on my lap, and I end up having to sit to the side and then angle myself this way so that my lap's out from under the desk so that she can sit on it. It's quite awkward, bless her, but she's such a lap cat. Anyway, that was Takana. She made an appearance. Okay, so first things first, we want our page in the journal. Now, I've done these slightly different to how you would do a traditional gatefold. I know you would you'd fold your paper like this, and then that can go wherever in your journal, or often on gift cards and stuff like that. But it still opens like a gatefold. Okay, so I think I want to trim this down just a little bit. So let's grab our trimmer. And we want to, first of all, let's cut it along here, kind of where the two images join. We'll keep that, we'll use that for another time, another project. Okay. Looking at how much I've got, I actually think the side's okay. I just want to do a little trimming off of the top, I think. Just a skosh off the top. Yeah, that's nice. That's going to sit there like that. Okay, so that's what we need to do. You can be more precise if you wanted to measure exactly, but I've just gone by eye, trimmed it down, and that's going to sit there. Okay, so with this one you'll want some card. I've just got some craft card because I'm doing Rustic and Grungy. I've got some dark brown card, but if you wanted to do this idea and you were doing a bright and shabby journal, you could easily do that. You could do it in white, you could do it in any colour. If your garden gate is painted pink or purple, you could do it in those colours as well. So yeah, you could take these ideas and turn them into a bright and shabby. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I want to come just above the shed door as it opens. So I'm just going to put my card along here and measure where I want to cut there. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is measure the piece of paper. I need to do a flap overlap, don't I? Yeah, I'm going to measure it so that it overlaps about, what's that, about ½ inch, like this. There we go. Because what I do is tuck that flap underneath it and glue it down. So let's just open this. It's behind the paper. Makes it nice and neat. So let's bring my cutter back and let's cut this bit of card down. That's not a straight edge, is it? I've measured it on the wrong side. Okay, I'm just going to re-measure that where I cut, because it's a big sheet of card. I've cut it down to work with it and I've measured on the wonky side. So let's just do that again. We're going to do that, and we're just going to go there, just eyeballing it. Just give yourself a little bit of an overlap. Okay, so let's cut this bit off first, like so. We can perhaps use that for our next one, and then that. Some scraps, and that should be, when it meets at the bottom, yeah, that's going to be our garden gates. Okay, so does that look straight? I think I might just see that straight. Not quite. Need to straighten that up. That's better. And we've still got, yeah, we're still covering that. So now I want to cut this in half, and we are 15.5. Right, maths on the spot. Here we go. 7.5, 7 3/4. should be 7 3/4 centimetre, about there. Have I done that right? Oh, virtually yes, that's good. Okay, so they're going to be our two sides. What I now want to do is put them together. Make sure, I'm just going to use a peg to make sure that both edges are flush. And how I create the arch is very simple. I've just got my double-sided sticky tape, so you could use anything. You could use a plate. You don't need any fancy cutting material or anything, and I'm just going to line it up, make sure we're straight like that, and draw around. Now I can't, there we go. So you're creating just that curve, and as you've got the both pieces of card together, you can cut them both equally at the same time. There we go. Nothing tricky about that, and that is the shape of our two garden gates. Okay, what I do next is to do our little flaps. So I want to bring in my scoreboard. Now if you haven't got a scoreboard for this, you could just use the edge of your ruler and use your bone folder and push up and create your score. You could do it that way, but obviously I've got a scoreboard to use. Right, so we want to go about 1 centimetre is what I left. Fold that over. So that's going to go on our page, and then we want to do a score there. Is that right? No, down this side. I need a bigger. There we go. And that's going to fold that way. So that's what they're going to be like. So let's just show you. So they're going to go on the page right to the bottom of the paper. I've left it so there is a little bit of gap, purely so that you've got that gap to have your tie on there. But if you wanted to, I suppose you could do them so that they were right close together, or slightly overlapping, and put a little coin on here, one of those circle coins to attach it into that way. But that's what I've done for that. So that's that stage. Now, straightforward, I use my scoreboard to create my lines. Now I want to remember the valleys to mountains, so I want mountains up on this side, which gives you that ridge. So I need to turn this upside down and score along it. Now it depends on your scoreboard. I've gone roughly every half a centimetre on here, not always equal. I'm kind of jumping around on this one a little bit, make something a bit different so that it looks like planks of wood. So let's make sure that's down. Yeah. So you don't see much there now at the moment, but we put a bit of ink on that and that will show up. So again, I want the mountains on this side, so I need to turn this one over and go in. Now I'm pressing, I'm having to do it this way, it's starting to hurt my hand. Pressing quite hard, this card is quite tough, so I get good ridges. So you do want a nice scoring. If you don't have this, you could use a ruler. I don't see why you couldn't use a ruler and a blunt pencil or a biro that doesn't work anymore, and press in to create your ridges and your lines. So that's what I've done with that, and they come alive once you put ink on them. They really don't show too much on here, but once we start putting some ink on them, let's grab a bit of paper, and because I'm doing rustic and grungy, I'm using walnut stain so that it comes up really nice and dark, and I just lightly go over the top. And that puts a nice amount of colour on, and you can really see them now. And the difference, they show up. Isn't that lovely? And that just looks like it's planks of wood for a garden gate. Okay, so let's do this one. And I'm not, as it's rustic and grungy, I'm not looking to get this completely perfect. It don't matter if there's darker spots, lighter spots on here. Okay. Now I will give these a good ink all the way around the outside. And really grungy them up. You could do this technique with white card and then just go really lightly. If you've got the distressing, is it antique linen? That's usually quite a pale colour, just to give a bit of definition. But yeah, they look like garden gates. Okay. So because we've got our little flaps, they will be glued down onto there. But first things first, I think I want to put, did I do these first? Yeah, I think I did. I want to do our little coins. So I've got a tiny little punch here. I'm not even sure, where did that scrap bit of card go? Okay. Not even sure its size. I think it's 1/2 inch, not even that, 1/4 inch. Tiny little punch. And I think I put, yeah, I put 3 together for the top one. So I want 3 of them for one side. 1, 2, 3 for the other side, and then 1 to cover the brad up at the back, and on each side. There we go. So let's get these glued together. I've got a feeling this video might be quite a long video. I didn't time myself with how long it took me to make the first ones, so that I could show you guys what I was thinking of doing. But I was sort of in and out of the craft room for the afternoon while I was letting stuff dry, and then I would come back and finish it off. So hoping I won't go over my hour. That's how long I usually like to film for. Okay, so I'm just going to weigh that down while I glue the next 3. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for tuning in and watching. If you're new to my channel, as I said at the beginning, welcome. I hope you're going to enjoy not just this video, but you like a lot of the other videos that I've been doing. I always have videos out on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday, and then any other videos that I do are like bonus videos, so there'll be like a few Etsy shares when I'm updating my Etsy with journals. Okay, did I ink the back of those? I did. I haven't inked the back of this because you do see it, so I want to just give this a bit of an ink. And we want to ink here. Okay, so that's going on there. We'll ink one of the little circles ready. Let's ink this one. Okay, so that's those, and then this little one. Lovely. And while I'm at it, I'm going to ink all the way around. I use lots of ink in this in these journals that I'm making, in these pages. Okay, that looks nice. So there's our elements. While they're drying, let's hunt out a couple of little silver brads. I think that's a silver one, and there's a little silver one. So we're going to need them. Let's see if these are dry. Not too bad, they might be alright to ink. That one dry as well, yeah. It's a really murky day here today. It was, even though the clocks have changed here in the UK, they changed last weekend at Easter. So it's much lighter in the evenings now. It was so dark this morning. It felt like autumn again, but it was purely just because it was grey and raining and dark. Right, so that's that. Right, so this is the only time I try and be a little bit accurate, is to see where we're at. Now we chopped them down to there, which say about 14.5, so it's going to be 7, just under 7. Okay, I'm just going to put a little dot where I want to put my hole. So I'm coming in just a little distance, and that is where I'm going to go with my brad. Now I do this one first. Oh, where's the end? Oh, it's there. I've got a self-healing mat, plus this is it's a work mat, this is. So, and I just push on here, but you can push onto an old book. And that should be enough for my little brads. They're only little, these ones. Yeah, more than enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is line these two pages, these two gates up. Make sure they're level, and I'm just going to make a mark so I know where to push from this side. There we go. And they will line up perfectly. Okay, so let's do our little brads. So I'm just eyeballing the center of this, Down you come. Oh, this one's tough to go through. That should be enough. The other two went through perfectly. Perhaps they're still a little bit damp in the middle. There we go. So brad through the hole, and then through the hole on our gate. That round that way. There we go. A bit fiddly, these little ones. I've got nails and I don't usually have nails. They need cutting. I work better with shorter nails. Okay, so that's that one. So let's glue in our second little dot, and that will just hide the brad, make that all nice and secure. Just gonna hold that down for a moment. I'm just using strong PVA craft glue. I buy some extra strong glue. Just art glitter glue is just too expensive. It's good, but just too expensive. Okay, I think I might peg that because it's not gluing how I want it to glue. There we go. Just normal clothes pegs is all I'm using, just to hold that down. There we go. So let's do this one. And through our hole. Nice and flat. Plenty of glue on there, and that's going to go over that. I think what I'll do is I'll grab a couple of pegs again and glue this shut. There we go. Okay, so that is the start of that one. That's nice and easy. Now, how I made this one, I cut exactly the same gates out of them, and then I just covered them in cardboard, corrugated cardboard. So we can do this and prepare this now. All I do to try and get this off is I just use my pokey tool, my awl, and just start pulling these bits off like that. And you can use, most boxes are corrugated like this, so try not to poke your tool through like I just did. But this was from cat food box, a nice big box this is to use. And once you get it going, you can often get quite a big bit up. So this is a great way to repurpose things. And I just thought once they were inked up, they looked just like garden gates. I was really pleased with how they turned out. So, oh, come on. There, I think I've got enough now to see where I need to cut. Okay. So let's go back to this. Hopefully this is stuck enough. It's just where the brad is a little bit thick. Here we go. Just get rid of my rubbish. So what did we use on the inside of this one? We can be preparing our next gate idea. So we used a piece of that and then the shed. Okay. So I want another bit of paper. A bit of coffee dye paper, and this time we're using, yeah, these two are from Angela's set. So first things first, I want to trim this down to fit my page. So I think I'm going to take a little bit off of the top, like so, and then we want it to come about, don't want to chop the bird's nose off, but I think I might be. I think I might have to. I tell you what, I'm going to, I don't want to cut the bird. I don't mind cutting like that bit off so that you see a little bit of the bird. Actually, we might be able to get both birds on. Let's do that. Let's do it this way so that I'm not chopping too much. Just a tiny bit of the poor little bird off. And then we will let's take off what we want at the top first before I lose my line. There we go. So that's a good size. So we want to just cut off probably by the bee, chop off the little top bit of the bee. How can we do? Oh, we just missed, just missed cutting off that bee. There we go. Perfect. So that is just going to go on there. So again, no real measurements, just eyeballing it so that you've got a nice little border around the outside. And that's going to be the base that goes down. Ready. Now I want on this one, I had a flap so that you had a bit of extra dimension to this. So you open this up and you've got some lovely writing space. You could put a pocket on here as well, and then it all goes behind the little garden gatefold. So let's have a second one of these. And where do we want to cut off the shed? Thinking about there, might be nice. So we've got that. Okay. I don't want to take too much off the bottom, so I'm going to take off what I need from the top because I don't want to lose anything where the little hedgehog is. I'm going to take it down to about there. So again, just eyeballing it and to see what looks nice. Okay, so that's going to go on there. We don't need all of this, but we do need to have a bit so that there's a flap. So I'm just going to take that bit off because I don't want to tuck too much behind it. That'll make a great little collage strip. Okay, so that's those bits ready. Let's just flip back to our first gate here. These should be more than dry by now. Yes, they are. Nice. So all I do is put glue on this little flap that I've done. I'll just turn it around this way because it's easier for me to apply the glue, being right-handed. Okay, and then line this up at the bottom, making sure it's all straight and flush, like so. And then I just use my weights to weigh it down. I just like to do that. So that's there and there. Okay, so we can do the next one exactly the same this side, and then we'll get this weighed down to dry. I need to fill my glue up. It's nearly empty. And then just line it up like so. And then again, I'm just going to weight it down so that it dries nicely. So that. And then that will get stuck onto our page. Okay, so where are we? We're working back on this second one. And we've got our two pieces ready. I just need to back this now onto some coffee dye paper. So I'm just going to move these up slightly, give myself a bit of space. And to the side of me here, so that I can use my glue stick. And I'm just going to put glue onto this, just to the side of me here. There we go, and then I'll just stick this down onto here, trying to get it as close to the edge as I can so that I don't have to do too much trimming and waste too much of the paper. There we go. Smoosh that down. And that just needs to dry. So we'll pop those to the side of me here to dry. And now what I'm ready to do is to glue all of this down onto our page. So I am going to use my normal like art glitter glue, PVA glue, and I'm going to put that wet glue onto the cardboard because it's stronger than the glue stick. A good amount on here, and do the same this side. Definitely need to refill my glue before my next video. There we go. But I am going to use glue stick on the piece of paper. Now I've done it on the paper purely because it keeps it thin, the backing anyway, seeing as we've got a bit of bulk with the gates. There we go. And now all I do is just kind of centre it, just using my eye. Smooth that all down. Make sure we're all nice and flat on here. And then I'm going to weight these bits down because there's, in my experience, this card does take a lot longer to adhere to things. So there we go. So let's move this to the side of me. It gives me a bit more space for working. Okay. So we're up to 47 minutes already. Gosh, I might have to do a part 2 of this. I was hoping to get them all done in one video. Okay. So I'm going to just ink around this second one. Okay, so that's going to be our base. Let's cut this out. I'm going to actually get it straight. I'm going to use my trimmer. There we go. There's a little bit off the bottom, not a great deal. I think I'll trim that bit up by hand along the side. It is just the tiniest of bits of coffee dye showing. There we go. Now I've rounded the corners on this one as well, because it's a flip out. I always like to have the corners rounded. I'm just going to flatten that out a little bit because it's still a little damp. So let's ink this ready. Hopefully it'll be dry enough to score and put our little flap that's going to glue behind this. grab in my scoreboard. And I'm just going to measure this where I want it, because I'm going to have a little tab on here. So I'm just going to do a little mark. And we want valleys to mountains, don't we? Yep. Okay. Now I'm going to use my one that's got the black line on so that I can line it up. There we go. And that we'll tuck over. So that's going to flap over there and form a little flap. How cool is that? Okay, let's ink the crease up. And then roll it this way and so there we go. Okay, so before we get onto the gates, we can glue this one down. We might as well. So I'm going to put glue exactly the same way we did the gates. I'm going to put glue on our flap. How are we doing for time? 50, yeah, 52. Oh, it's going in the middle, isn't it? There we go. So let's weigh this down. Like so. Okay, so this should be nice and dry. It's a little curling up because of using the stick glue, but that'll be fine. You can straighten that out once it's completely dry. So that's our garden gates. We just need to do some twine. Again, I didn't grab that, did I? I thought I was organised. Now for this, I'm just using some of this thin little cotton twine, and it looks like I did several thicknesses. I'm just going to do 2 on this one, I think. Where are my scissors? There we go. Come up here. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck this under here and then knot it. And then I do a second knot. Oh, all fingers and thumbs, look, can't do it. I blame having nails. Yeah, it's not wanting to do it. Right, start again. Start again, Jen. I mean, 1 knot will probably be okay, but I always like to do 2. There we go, got it that time. And I'm just going to snip that end off. I think it doesn't help that my fingers are sticky from the glue. And then that will just tuck that up a little bit. There we go. Fold round here, and again I've gone way too much string. I'm not sure what I'm going to put on that, so I'm going to leave that there. Wrap that around that a few times, like so. So that is your basic garden gate, and all I've done is decorated it up. I've put some twine, some rickrack and some lovely leaf trim, and then I've just decorated these up by adding the fussy cut elements on there on foam dots. But that's one garden gate done, and then that's going to form a lovely page in our signature. You can hang some charms, which is why I've left it this as so long, because I'll probably want to put some charms on there. And then obviously that one needs decorating up, but I just love the effect. In fact, I actually like it how I've missed it and done like odd lines, because it makes it look even more rustic than that one. So that's that idea. So this should be dry for our second idea. So that's the base of our page that's going to go down on here. And now I make the gates in exactly the same way as I have done the others. I'm just looking for my two straight edges, which are here. So we want to do a bit of an overlap either side, and we're going to mark it there. So let's trim that bit first. Let's do it this way. Okay. Then I want to know exactly how high I want to come. So I'm going to rest it on the bottom so that it meets. And then I want to see a little bit of the shed roof, don't I? So I want to come about here, I think. So when that's on there, yes, you do. You just see the shed roof with the bird on the top. In fact, I actually think I could take it a little bit lower. Let's just take a thin little strip off of that. I think that would look nicer if it was just a bit shorter. Yes, that's better. You see the roof there. Okay, so I now need to cut this one in half. 15.5, so where are we? 7.5, 7 3/4. Actually, I think the measurement last time was 7 3/4. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do them in exactly the same way. Do the arch next. So clip those two together, make sure they are straight. Bring back in my roll of tape and just get that positioned like so. Make sure we're straight. And arch the gates. So that's that. Now with these, the only score we then need to do is the flap. So I'm just going to put our garden gates like this. So we want to do a flap here. Like so. And we want a flap here. Oops. Okay. So let's bring in our corrugated laminated card that we've pulled the piece off of. I want to move this, oops, sorry, knocking all my things off. I usually put them back when I'm finished with them, but I didn't. Okay, so we want this edge on here. So I want to cut, make sure that's flush. Yep, I want to cut about here. So let's use my knife and I'm just going to cut down here. And then, lost my pencil, I think it must be under here. It is under here. Has that gone through? Not quite. There we go. So that's going to stick onto there, and I want to basically just chop it off about here. That'll make a nice little cluster. Okay, so that I'm going to glue to there. Put that on there. So all I'm going to do is use Fabri-Tac glue for this, because it's going to glue things a bit quicker than the PVA glue. Because we're running out of time. Gosh, we've gone over our hour. I will come back, I think, and do the other one. I just want to get these two finished so that you've got your idea of how I've done my garden gates. So I do apologise if this is a long video. You can always pause it and watch it in sections. Okay, so which do we want on the edge? I think I want it that way round. So I am just going to line that up and get that glued down. You want to make sure you don't come over too far and leave just a little bit. Leave the crease showing, because then when you fold the gate that way, it doesn't create too much bulk. Okay. So that's glued down really nicely. Okay. So that's one. So let's go and I'm going to cut it this side, see if that makes a difference. Slight overhang, because I'm going to do that and that. See if this is a bit easier to cut. I can see my lines. Yeah, it cuts a bit better. Perfect. Yeah, I want to take a little bit more of this off. I want more of the I love it when it comes off completely like that. Some of them do, some of them are terrible at getting off. Okay, so that's going to form our second garden gate. So let's glue this one down. ensure we, again, I can see the crease on there. My level at the bottom, yep. Okay, leave that one to dry. Now I am just going to re-angle this following our curve. There we go. Oops. Do I need to trim anything off? I might need to trim this up a little bit. There we go. That's that one. Now, I don't know if I need to trim anything more, so let's bring this in. That one's going to tuck over there. That one is going to fold on there, like so. Perfect. I don't think, where's that one? I had a bit more of a gap on there. We could see which, this one might need trimming up a bit more. Let's see if we can trim this one a little bit more. Get that trimmed a bit neater. Like so. And let's trim this one a little bit. There we go. So all I did to finish these off, this one off, was put little brads in and then give them an ink. So if I give them a quick ink, and you'll see the difference, because I'm conscious of the time, I don't want to go too far over my hour, and we're already about 7 minutes over the hour. So I just go over the top like this. And there we go. How effective are those garden gates? Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to stop it here because I don't want to carry on too much more for you guys. So I will come back with a bonus video for this collaboration. Hopefully Rachel won't mind, but I will do it after all of the videos have finished. So mine's here on the Thursday. You've got 2 more days left to go. You've got Friday and Saturday. I will do mine on Sunday once it's finished, but as a bonus one. That way it doesn't detract from anybody else's videos that are up. And I will finish this one off and I will show you how I've done this one. It's virtually the same process, but I just thought I'd come back and show you. So I hope you guys don't mind that this has been quite a long video. But I hope it's given you some ideas to have a go at some lovely play on words, garden gates, gatefold pages in our journal. I just think they're going to make lovely first pages to signatures in a journal. So there we go. Thank you very, very much for sticking with me and watching to the end. And I will be back with more crafting adventures here on my channel if you're new, and if you're not, as you know, I have videos Monday, Wednesday and Friday. All the links to the collaborations are down below, where you can find all these beautiful digitals and everything, and the links to all the previous videos as part of the collaboration. So thank you very, very much. Take care everyone. Happy crafting. Bye.